To think just 27 years ago, my identity as a human being would have been solely determined by the color of my skin. Just 27 years ago, the law would have dictated where I could live, travel, and how late I could stay out. Just 27 years ago, I would have been subjected to an inferior education with the sole purpose of preparing me for a life of servitude. Since the advent of democracy in South Africa, I am free to be who I want to be, associate with who I want to, and be a valued citizen of this country. So to me, democracy is an inclusive, free, and fair society where you determine the trajectory of your life. Democracy is essential for the very existence of women's rights. Governments that permit active participation by all citizens end up allowing for better inclusion for women and other marginalized groups, in turn creating an environment for discourse that also opens the door to better opportunities, inclusion, and overall human rights. Gender equality prevents gender-based violence and femicide. It is even essential for economic prosperity. Societies that put women and men on the same field are safer and healthier. Gender equality is a human right. Not only do women benefit from gender equality, but society as a whole. Gender equality is something that needs to be taught from childhood. For example, the designation of household chores. Teach children that there are no gender-specific roles. Rather, that these are basic life skills that everyone needs to have. Another is simply do not make sexist or misogynistic comments. If you hear your friends, colleagues, or family say something sexist, call them out. If you are the one being called out, listen. Just because certain societal issues do not affect you does not mean they do not exist. Another way in dealing with this is the massive issue of toxic masculinity that is ever present in society today. Men have to play an active role in the eradication of the societal scourge and redefine the concept of masculinity. This is not only a women's fight. We as men need to be actively involved in this movement. We need to be allies in It is certainly not as well known as it should be. Essentially speaking, there is no democracy without female equality. Female equality is a crucial feature of democratic societies. Public institutions have to provide services that advance the human rights of women and men equally and take into account their specific experiences and needs. Women's political empowerment is imperative in guaranteeing decisions are sustainable and permissible. When the responsibility of decision-making is meaningfully shared between men and women, the benefits are felt throughout society. I would certainly warn myself about the adverse effects of gender stereotypes. Gender stereotyping places unhealthy demands on both sexes which inhibit their natural talents and interests from developing. Consequently, this limits economic progress and prevents social cohesion.